Welcome everybody to another episode of the Mute All Talk Show. I am your host Paladin, and hope everybody had a good weekend. Today we're going to talk about week 4 of the NALCS. Now, this week in particular, in my opinion, may have been the best week for competition so far this year. We saw a lot of upsets. We saw a lot of close games. We saw some blowouts. It kind of gave us a little of everything on the spectrum, and I really, really enjoyed it. The first thing we're going to talk about today is I just want to run through kind of the standings so far as we sit today for going into week 5. Everything's kind of shaken up a little bit, and I really do like this. We have Echo Fox and Cloud9 still sitting in first place at 7-1. Then you have this almost literally from second or third place down to 8th. Every team is within 1 or 2 games of each other. You have Team Liquid at 5-3, and then you have TSM and Clutch and 100 Thieves sitting at 4-4. CLG and FlyQuest sitting at 3-5. And then to round off everything, we have Optic Gaming and Golden Guardians, who actually did get a win this week and it was very impressive. Now, this, I think for the most part, I don't know how to word this. Anybody who kind of predicted how the season was going to shake up probably didn't necessarily have it this way going into week 4. Just, TSM sitting in, at 500, Team Liquid losing 3 times, Echo Fox being the best team in the league. I don't think a lot of people saw this coming. Kind of just echoing my thoughts from last week. But really, I mean, the 2 big stories that we need to talk about right now is Echo Fox and Cloud9. And which team do we think is going to fall off the rocker first? You have Cloud9, who arguably looks like the best overall NA team we've ever had. Now that's obviously just going against domestic talent. This isn't going into, international play or MSI yet. But Cloud9 looks super, super strong, and I'm going to have to give a lot of the credit to Licorice. And I didn't think I was going to be doing that. Coming in as a rookie, as a top laner, still able to play aggressively in this shithole of a meta that we have going on. And, they're putting a lot of priority on him and saying, okay, you're going to be the carry. And he's stepping up. I couldn't have expected this. I don't think a lot of people did, at least this quickly. I felt maybe getting one spring split underneath his belt going into summer, he would be a lot better. But he's already, I think, 1A, 1B with Huni as being the best top laner. Right now, obviously, this could easily change next week if they go 0-2, But right now, he sits as the tied for the best top laner with Huni, who is on the other first place team. Svenskeren, this just proves that Svenskeren was such a good pickup for this team. He looks happy. He looks like he's having fun playing. He doesn't have to worry about, Bjergsen. And this team is molded very, very quickly, and that's scary. That's scary for a lot of other teams. Just because if they're playing like this and they don't, drop any basically if they keep their foot on the pedal and they don't lose any steam going into these, last 5 weeks or so, that's scary. If this team can make it to playoffs with this sort of power, they could run through the competition. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you have Echo Fox, who, I don't feel their roster is as strong as Cloud9's. Phoenix, Altec, Adrian, I don't believe those 3 are better than Smoothie, Sneaky, or Jensen in any way, shape, or form. But I think just this really speaks to how dominant Huni is. We didn't really get to see it too much here in NA. unless you watched all of the SKT games, but he's showing that he is dominant. He just seems like he matured a lot too. And that goes for Dardoch as well. Dardoch seems like a completely different player. He's still sort of playing that carry super aggro role, but he's picking his spots. He's picking his spots where he wants to go in and be aggressive. And that's something that we have to keep in mind, because the old Dardoch, the TL Dardoch was just jumping in and, oh, hey, I'm going in, I die, it's your guys' fault for not following me, flame, 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 so on and so forth. We're not getting that with this Dardoch. Now, I do have to say, I don't feel this Echo Fox team will be as strong as they are right now going into the coming weeks. I feel once the meta slightly changes, whenever that is, it should be, I can't see Riot not making any big changes here soon, especially like with Gangplank, and Gangplank needs a nerf. Vlad needs some work. But once things start to change and these other roles can't depend on top lane to be the carry, once we go back to, the bot lane, mid kind of being the main carry, I feel things will slightly change for them, because then Huni is still going to try to be the most impactful player, but if he has to rely on Altec to do a lot of the carrying, or Phoenix to do a lot of the carrying, how well is this team going to perform? Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think Echo Fox is going to fall? Do you think Cloud9 is still going to be the best team, once we get into playoffs? Let me know what you guys think. But moving on, I don't want to go down the list and talk about every team, because that's going to take too long, and honestly, I don't think we need to talk about every single team. But I do want to talk about TL a little bit. They're sitting at 5-3. Had an 0-2, their first 0-2 week of the season, losing horribly to Cloud9, and then getting smacked by Echo Fox. I don't feel that. I don't know. I don't want to say there's something wrong with this team, because that's not fair. This team has a lot of talent on it. Well, a lot of talent. And they don't, it's funny because, we could go back to last week, the week prior to week 4, and to say TL looks like the most dominant team. And then now, because they played the other top 2 teams, we're saying they're not even a contender anymore. And I think the biggest problem, like I said, the meta is just very, very bad right now for a lot of these teams. Impact, most of you guys have known, if you guys have watched Impact's career, he's never been that I'm going to solo carry by playing Gangplank or Fiora, even though I think he's played Fiora a lot. I think he played Fiora a lot on Cloud9 in the early parts of his Cloud9 career, and he played decently. He played well, but it seems he can't play those sort of champions anymore, and I don't know what it is. Maybe he's been playing tanks and these sort of champions so long that he just doesn't know how to play them anymore in the current meta. And it seems if he's not on Gnar right now, he really can't do anything. And I have to kind of convey the same thing for Someday as well from 100 Thieves. It seems that when they're playing, like, they're not very good at Vlad, they're not very good at a GP. They're forced to play either Orin or Gnar right now because of how the meta is. And if they're not playing Gnar, they seem lost. And I don't know what it is. Obviously, Impact took that beating from Cloud9 pretty seriously, as you saw him in the post game, and I think that kind of trickled over into the Echo Fox game. They need some work. Hopefully these losses humbled them a little bit to playing a lot better. Ole played very, very bad. They did a lot of dumb plays that I wouldn't expect from this TL roster. So I think they'll bounce back. We're only halfway through the season, so they have plenty of time to get this ready for playoffs, because this team will make playoffs. And And hopefully they get into a position where they don't need to play Cloud9 first. I would rather play Echo Fox if I'm TL. I feel like they match up better with Echo Fox. So let's hope that TL can turn it around. Let me know what you guys think. I feel TL will still finish number 1, number 2, probably number 2. This split, even though with their struggles at the moment. Changing up the topic here, we're going to go into the rest, kind of the bulk of the NA standings. These, from 4th place to 8th place. Kind of which team do we think is the best mid-level team? All of these teams are very, very similar. I feel TL, CLG, FlyQuest, and 100 Thieves. My pick was going to be 100 Thieves. Coming into Sunday. So after Saturday, I was like, okay, 100 Thieves looks probably like one of the stronger teams out of these guys because TSM lost. Like, yeah, it should be 100 Thieves. And they get beat by Golden Guardians. And I'm sitting here looking at the screen and I'm trying to figure out what the fuck we're doing. Like how do you beat TL and then go off and lose to Golden Guardians? Not just lose, like get demolished by Golden Guardians. How does that happen? I question a lot of these NA coaches. A lot of their coaching decisions. For one, we can just go right into this. You see a lot of these coaches. I was rambling on Twitter about this last night. A lot of these coaches keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. I believe it was Einstein who said, "Insanity is, is consistently doing the same thing and expecting different results." That's what these teams are doing. That's what these coaches are doing. This meta is ready to be broken, and it's just waiting for that one game where somebody finds a pick that counters what's going on right now, and then everyone's gonna play it. It's like when Cho'Gath came back into the meta, everyone's like, "Oh my god, I gotta play Cho'Gath." People are starting to play the Jax jungle now. People need to find what's working better right now in playing that and then breaking this terrible meta that we have going on. And a lot of these coaching staff should be looking into that. They shouldn't be saying, "Oh, well, we got to play this champion. We know our bot lane has to consist of either Ezreal, Tristana, Kalista, and Varus." And it seems like they're all just like, "Oh, this is what we have to play. We can't play anything else." It's like, well, why don't you try to play something else? Because when you're just playing the same fucking thing over and over again, and you guys are sitting at, below 500 or at 500, maybe it's time to change some things up and not waiting for patch notes and stuff to come out and say, "Okay, well, now this champion's really strong. We can play it." It blows my mind. So teams like 100 Thieves, teams TSM, CLG, they should be focusing a lot of their prowess on top lane. You have Darshan, you have Hanser, you have Someday, you have very, very good top laners, very, very good solo carry top laners. And I don't know why we're not using that to our advantage. Hanser, let's keep in mind season 5, I believe it was, season 6, one of the two. Echo top lane. Hanser is very, very good at this. Why is Hanser not playing Echo top right now against GP? Let them first pick GP, pick Echo into it. And you can do Echo with Spellbook, start Ignite, just do Echo with TP and do Phase Rush or Electrocute. Echo can murder GP in most of those matchups. Top lane. He's got a lot of mobility. He's got a lot of sustain with his ult. Why not? Why not try it? You also have Yorick, who I know is more of a solo queue pick, but Yorick counters the shit out of Gangplank. Why not pick that up? It's still a solo split-pushing scaling laner like GP. Doesn't have a global. So I guess you can kind of compare it more to what Vlad is right now. Pick that. You're pretty tanky. You have some sustain. You have decent team fight, and you split push really, really well. Why aren't they trying to do different things? I hate that. One of the biggest things of the weekend was the Optic Gaming game. Was Optic Gaming versus Clutch, and they had a very, very good team comp. Very, very strong thing that they had the Galio, the Tarek, Sejuani, Camille, and then they picked Callista instead of putting arrow on something like Jhin, which has high damage and has some range, or putting him on a Tristana who wasn't banned, or a Misfortune, or something else outside of a melee range Callista. It blows my mind. It really does. I want to know how much these guys are getting paid, because I think I can outcoach some of these coaches, like, honestly. To an extent, we'll say. I won't go overboard with it. But to my original topic, I believe the best team out of these would probably be I'd say TSM, and I would say FlyQuest. FlyQuest just got Flyback, and he looks really strong in the first game. Second game against Cloud9, but I think FlyQuest definitely looks better than CLG. CLG looks horrific, or horrid, I should say. And 100 Thieves, they're so inconsistent right now. I can't put my finger on them. I can't say this team's going to be very, very good, because when I do, they disappoint. Or then when I sort of go, okay, well, they're just kind of a mid-level team, and then they beat TL. So, don't know how to feel about them. And then Clutch Gaming, I can't put too much on Clutch Gaming. Solo still looks really bad, and that Optic game was really bad. They ended up getting a triple kill, which then turned the game around. They had 9 straight kills, but they were getting obliterated by Optic Gaming at some point in that game. So I can't say anything about them. Anything to say that they would be one of the best teams. And then TSM looks like they're starting to get their stride together. Mike Young's playing a lot better. The bot lane isn't as bad. It still doesn't look great, but it looks slightly better. Then Bjerg and Hanser are playing really well. So I would say TSM and FlyQuest are definitely my 2 teams to watch out for next week. I think they will slowly start climbing and maybe solidify themselves in a position, whether it's 4th or 5th, whether it's 5th and 6th. But I think I'll slowly start to see them inch up above everybody else. Now, we're going to get to the fun part of the show, where we do our little segment called Report and Honor. So basically what happens is we pick a team or a player that we're going to report, and a player or team that we are going to honor. So my report for this week is going to be CLG minus Rainover. He's the only person on the team I'm not going to report, and I'm going to be reporting this team for intentionally feeding. So if you watch the TSM game, Cloud9 had not Cloud9, I'm sorry. CLG had a very good stranglehold in this game. They picked the Huhi Fiora special mid lane, and Huhi soloed Hanser on Gangplank twice. Killed him once. Gangplank went right back bot lane. Like, oh, just gonna keep pushing. There's no way Fiora's down here again. Oh, I died again. Solo killed him twice. Popped him under his own turret. Almost killed him again with the help of Darshan's Vlad. They both TP mid. Start a 5v5 fight after Rainover. Actually, you know what? I'm going to report Rainover as well, but mainly for this play. But he was playing Sejuani, I believe, and he glacial prisoned. Well, man, English. He ulted the Galio, and they continued to go in and try to force a 5v5 fight. Horrible fight. Ended up losing. Lost a few people. TSM then... No. I think they only lost Rainover. And then TSM transitioned over to Baron, started doing Baron, and CLG 4v5 with no jungler decided to go over there and fight him at Baron. That is intentionally feeding. Like, if they were in my solo queue game, they're getting reported for intentionally feeding. Like, there's no way they're that stupid to think, you know what, we're going to get this Baron. We don't need a smite. We don't need a 50-50 smite. We're just going to go and fight them at Baron 4v5. Oh, and then guess what happened? They lost the fight. Oh, then guess what? They lost Baron, and then they lost the game. I don't know what they're thinking. They need a reality check. They're playing idiotic. Like, come on, CLG. So that is my report. My honor for the week is actually going to go to Contracts from Golden Guardians, and he is going to get the shot caller honor. Now, this is primarily going off of the Golden Guardians' first win against 100 Thieves, where Contracts pick the very aggressive Camille jungle, and I think he went 4-0 and was it 4-0 and 6, 4-0 and 3. He controlled the pace of that game. He was able to dominate Meteos in the jungle. He put so much pressure on every single lane, and it was really fun to watch. You know, because we this is the first time we've got a glimpse of old Contracts from C9, the way that he was playing. I loved every minute of it. So, gonna give Contracts the honor for the week. Definitely deserved it. Now, to wrap up the show here, we're going to go through, and I don't know why I haven't been doing this. It just kind of dawned on me. I should probably do sort of a my picks for the next week coming up for the games here. So, next week, let's see what we got here. We got TL and CLG. I would probably take TL in this game. 100 Thieves and Echo Fox. I think that's actually going to be a really good game. I think 100 Thieves does have a chance to win. So that's one of the games that I would be very cautious on betting against 100 Thieves. Because 100 Thieves they play down to their competition, but they also play up when they're playing against very, very good teams. So I would possibly take 100 Thieves in that game. You have Cloud9 and TSM. That's going to be a very good game. I think TSM will play better, but I think Cloud9 will definitely take the win there. Clutch Gaming and FlyQuest. I'm going to take FlyQuest. Optic Gaming and Golden Guardians. I think that game can go the distance, and I'm actually going to put Golden Guardians winning that game. Optic Gaming just have not shown the poise to close out games. They keep throwing leads. So I'm not going to be betting on Optic Gaming anytime soon. So that goes for the Saturday games. Then we have the Sunday games. We have Clutch Gaming and TSM. I am taking... I think TSM will learn from their mistakes, and I think they will beat Clutch Gaming this time, as opposed to what happened last weekend. TL and Golden Guardians. Don't think we need to actually take too much time on that one. Echo Fox and Cloud9. That's gonna be that's gonna be the game right there. I'm gonna say Cloud9 is gonna beat Echo Fox. I just feel it. You got 100 Thieves and CLG. 100 Thieves is going to be taking that game. And then to wrap it out, you have FlyQuest and Optic Gaming. And like I said before, not going with Optic Gaming anytime soon. So FlyQuest is definitely going to win that game. So that wraps it up here for the Mute All show. I'll tune in. You guys can tune in next week. Like I said, every Monday around this time, either between 10:30 a.m. to like 3 or 4 p.m. Just really depends on when I'm available to upload this stuff. So I'll see you guys next time. Like and subscribe if you guys want to stay tuned for this LCS content as well as everything else on my channel. And I'll see you guys next week.